Hello to all my wonderful viewers out there. You are just awesome. Let's begin a video chapter which I call Raptor. Nice name, no? Seems like fun already. Okay, let's begin with the Raptor population. I am all excited. How about you, Sunshine? Can you imagine a world without human beings? Who would have utilized the resources and created social and cultural environment? The people are important to develop the economy and the society. The people make and use resources and are themselves resources with varying quality. Coal is but a piece of rock until people were able to invent technology to obtain it and make it resource. Natural events like a flood or a tsunami becomes a disaster only when they affect a crowded village or a town. Hence, population is the pivotal element in social studies. It is the point of reference from which all other elements are observed and from which they derive significance and meaning. Resources, calamities, and disasters are all meaningful only in relation to human beings. Their numbers, distribution, growth, and characteristics or qualities provide the basic background for understanding and appreciating all aspects of the environment. Human beings are producers and consumers of Earth's resources. Therefore, it is important to know how many people are there in a country, where do they live, how and why their numbers are increasing, and what are their characteristics. The Census of India provides us with information regarding the population of a country. A census is an official enumeration of population done periodically. In India, the first census was held in the year 1872. The first complete census, however, was taken in the year 1881. Since then, censuses have been held regularly every 10th year. The Indian census is the most comprehensive source of demographic, social, and economic data. We are primarily concerned with three major questions about population: population size and distribution. It means understanding how many people are there and where are they located. Population growth and processes of population change, which covers how has the population grown and changed through time. Characteristics or qualities of the population, which essentially means what are their age, sex composition, literacy levels, occupational structure, and health conditions. India's population, as on March 2001, stood at 1210.6 million, which account for 17.5% of the world's population. These 1.21 billion people are unevenly distributed over our country's vast area of 3.28 million square kilometer, which accounts for 2.4% of the world's area. The 2011 census data revealed that Uttar Pradesh, with a population size of 199 million, is the most populous state of India. It is still the most populous state of India, with the population of 233 million. Uttar Pradesh accounts for about 16% of the country's population. On the other hand, the Himalayan state of Sikkim has a population of just about 0.6 million, and Lakshadweep has only a little over 64,000 people. Almost half of India's population lives in just 5 states. These are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, and Andhra Pradesh. Rajasthan, the biggest state in terms of area, has only 5.5% of the total population of India. I can tell that you are liking the video, so please do like, comment, and subscribe. Now, what could be the reason for uneven distribution of population in India? Well, there are three main factors: geographical factors, social and cultural factors, and economic factors. Geographical factors include favorable topography, availability of mineral and freshwater resources, favorable climate, and soil fertility. For example, Indo-Gangetic Plains, diamond mines of South Africa are densely populated. Social and cultural factors. Areas of better housing, education, and health facilities are more populated. Places of religious and cultural significance also attract people. For example, Varanasi, Jerusalem, etc. Economic factors. Places having more industries, transportation, and communication facilities provide better employment opportunities. People are attracted to these places because of these reasons. For example, Mumbai and Osaka. Population density provides a better picture of the uneven distribution. Population density is calculated as the number of persons per unit area. India is one of the most densely populated countries of the world. The population density of India in the year 2022 is 431 persons per square kilometer. Densities vary from 1028 persons per square kilometer in West Bengal to only 17 persons per square kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. A study of the figure here shows the pattern of uneven distribution of population densities at the state level. The states of Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Sikkim, Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh are the states with population densities below 250 persons per square kilometer. Rugged terrain and unfavorable climatic conditions are primarily responsible for sparse population in these areas. Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Andaman, and Jammu Kashmir are the states where density is below 100 persons per square kilometer. Assam and most of the peninsular states have moderate population densities. Hilly, dissected, and rocky nature of the terrain, moderate to low rainfall, shallow and less fertile soils have influenced population densities in these areas. The northern plains and Kerala in the south have high to very high population densities because of the flat plains with fertile soils and abundant rainfall. Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal are the three most populous states of the northern plains with high population densities. This school chapter deserves one like, comment, and one share, right? Population growth and processes of population change. Population is a dynamic phenomenon. The numbers, distribution, and composition of the population are constantly changing. This is the influence of the interaction of the three processes, namely births, deaths, and migrations. Growth of population refers to the change in number of inhabitants of a country or territory during a specific period of time, say during last 10 years. Such a change can be expressed in two ways, in terms of absolute numbers and in terms of percentage change per year. The absolute numbers added each year or decade is the magnitude of increase. It is obtained by simply subtracting the earlier population from the later population. For example, that of 1991 from that of 2001. It is referred to as the absolute increase. The rate or the pace of population increase is the other important aspect. It is studied in percent per annum. For example, a rate of increase of 2% per annum means that in a given year, there was an increase of 2% for every 100 persons in the base population. This is referred to as the annual growth rate. India's population has been steadily increasing from 361 million in 1951 to 1210 million in 2011. From 1951 to 1981, the annual rate of population growth was steadily increasing, which explains the rapid increase in population from 361 million in 1951 to 683 million in 1981. Since 1981, however, the rate of growth started declining gradually. During this period, birth rates declined rapidly. Still, 182 million people were added to the total population in the 1990s alone. It was an annual addition larger than ever before. Since the total population is growing every decade, even though the growth rate is reducing, it is not able to offset the increased total population, that is, base population. So, the number of people being added every decade is steadily increasing. It is essential to realize that India has a very large population. When a low annual rate is applied to a very large population, it yields a large absolute increase. When more than a billion people increase even at a lower rate, the total numbers being added becomes very large. India's current annual increase in population of 15.5 million is large enough to neutralize efforts to conserve the resource endowment and environment. The declining trend of the growth rate is indeed a positive indicator of the efforts of birth control. Despite that, the total additions to the population base continue to grow, and India may overtake China in 2045 to become the most populous country in the world. Knock knock, this little birdie wants you to like, share and subscribe the video. Processes of population change and growth. There are three main processes of change of population: birth rates, death rates, and migration. The natural increase of population is the difference between the birth rates and the death rates. Birth rate is the number of live births per 1,000 persons in a year. It is a major component of growth because in India, birth rates have always been higher than death rates. Death rate is the number of deaths per 1,000 persons in a year. The main cause of the rate of growth of the Indian population has been the rapid decline in death rates. Till 1980, high birth rates and declining death rates led to a large difference between birth rates and death rates, resulting in higher rates of population growth. Since 1981, birth rates have also started declining gradually, resulting in a gradual decline in the rate of population growth. What are the reasons for this trend? India has improved women's education, improved their quality of life, and raised the mean age of marriage. Due to this, the birth rate was declined since 1981. On the other side of population declination, India's growth rate is still high. The third component of population growth is migration. Migration is the movement of people across regions and territories. Migration can be internal, that is, within the country, or international, which is between the countries. Internal migration does not change the size of the population, but it influences the distribution of population within the nation. Migration plays a very significant role in changing the composition and distribution of population. In India, most migrations have been from rural to urban areas because of the push factor in rural areas. These are adverse conditions of poverty and unemployment in the rural areas, and the pull of the city in terms of increased employment opportunities and better living conditions. Migration is an important determinant of population change. It changes not only the population size but also the population composition of urban and rural population in terms of age and sex composition. In India, the rural urban migration has resulted in a steady increase in the percentage of population in cities and towns. The urban population has increased from 17.29% of the total population in 1951 to 27.78% in 2001. There has been a significant increase in the number of million plus cities from 23 to 35 in just one decade, that is 1991 to 2001. Still waiting for your like, comment, and subscribe. First is literacy rates. Literacy is a very important quality of a population. Obviously, only an informed and educated citizen can make intelligent choices and undertake research and development projects. Low levels of literacy are a serious obstacle for economic improvement. According to the census of 2001, a person aged 7 years and above who can read and write with understanding in any language is treated as literate. There has been a steady improvement in the literacy levels in India. The literacy rate in the country, as per the census of 2001, is 64.84%, 75.26% for males, and 53.67% for females. Why do such differences exist? The percentage of population that is economically active is an important index of development. The distribution of the population according to different types of occupation is referred to as the occupational structure. An enormous variety of occupations are found in any country. Occupations are generally classified as primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary activities include agriculture, animal husbandry, forestry, fishing, mining, and quarrying, etc. Secondary activities include manufacturing industry, building and construction work, etc. Tertiary activities include transport, communications, commerce, administration, and other services. The proportion of people working in different activities varies in developed and developing countries. Developed nations have a high proportion of people in secondary and tertiary activities. Developing countries, on the other hand, tend to have a higher proportion of their workforce engaged in primary activities. In India, about 64% of the population is engaged only in agriculture. The proportion of population dependent on secondary and tertiary sectors is about 13 and 20% respectively. There has been an occupational shift in the favor of secondary and tertiary sectors because of growing industrialization and urbanization in recent times. Health. Health is an important component of population composition, which affects the process of development. Sustained efforts of government programs have registered significant improvements in the health conditions of the Indian population. Death rates have declined from 25 per thousand population in 1951 to 8.1 per thousand in 2001. And life expectancy at birth has increased from 36.7 years in 1951 to 64.6 years in 2001. This substantial improvement is the result of many factors, including improvement in public health, prevention of infectious diseases, and application of modern medical practices in diagnosis and treatment of ailments. Despite considerable achievements, the health situation is a matter of major concern for India. The per capita calorie consumption is much below the recommended levels, and malnutrition affects a large percentage of our population. Safe drinking water and basic sanitation amenities are available to only one third of the rural population. These problems need to be tackled through an appropriate population policy. The most significant feature of the Indian population is the size of its adolescent population. It constitutes one-fifth of the total population of India. Adolescents are generally grouped in the age group of 10 to 19 years. They are the most important resource for the future. Nutrition requirements of adolescents are higher than those of a normal child or adult. Poor nutrition can lead to deficiency and stunted growth. But in India, the diet available to adolescents is inadequate in all nutrients. A large number of adolescent girls suffer from anemia. Their problems have so far not received adequate attention in the process of development. The adolescent girls have to be sensitized to the problems they confront. Their awareness can be improved through the spread of literacy and education among them. National Population Policy. Recognizing that the planning of families would improve individual health and welfare, the Government of India initiated the Comprehensive Family Planning Program in 1952. The Family Welfare Program has sought to promote responsible and planned parenthood on a voluntary basis. The National Population Policy 2000 is a culmination of years of planned efforts. NPP 2000 provides a policy framework for imparting free and compulsory school education up to 14 years of age, reducing infant mortality rate to below 30 per thousand live births, achieving universal immunization of children against all vaccine-preventable diseases, promoting delayed marriages for girls, and making family welfare a people-centered program. NPP 2000 and adolescence. NPP 2000 identified adolescents as one of the major sections of the population that need greater attention. Besides nutritional requirements, the policy put greater emphasis on other important needs of adolescents, including protection from unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases. It called for programs that aim towards encouraging delayed marriage and childbearing, education of adolescents about the risks of unprotected sex, making contraceptive services accessible and affordable, providing food supplements, nutritional services, and strengthening legal measures to prevent child marriage. Now we know that people are the nation's most valuable resource. A well educated, healthy population provides potential power. With this, we come to an end of this amazing chapter. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment if that is not too much to ask for. Be strong, work towards your dreams, and be the best version of yourself. May you be blessed with lots of compassion and opportunities. Bye bye for now. Would meet you soon with our next video. Take care. Have a lovely day.